Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on your time zone. It is Sunday, and it is not just any Sunday. This is a special Sunday, and you guys know why. We are finally going to pick our teams because they have revealed what the teams are today, just about an hour ago. And I know I'm starting a little bit early. I apologize for anybody that shows up on time and we're already getting into it. I hope you guys don't mind. I just was ready to go, so let's go. Hello, Abstracted. Hello, Ram. Good to see you, Cam. I'm glad you made it to the stream. I understand it's like midnight in your time zone, but I appreciate you staying up and making time to be here, at least for start of stream. And Annie made it. Hello. Good to see you, Rain. Welcome back. Ram, you said that it's been quite a while since you popped into a live stream it's been since about last year's Art Fight. That's okay. Art Fight is seasonal, and you are always welcome to swing back in once the season hits. Hello, Art Fight hype is real, says Rain. Absolutely, and Abstracted, so good to see you. I don't know. I'm gonna just assume, okay, like, spoilers are out, okay? I'm assuming you all know. You got the announcement. You saw the stream, or if you did not see the stream, you know where to find the replay. It's actually really, really simple. You can just head over to YouTube, and then if you jump on the Art Fight page, which I'm going to do, and I'm going to bring it right back to you guys, the Art Fight team theme reveal is here. It is live. We are gonna pause this because I don't want the music to start playing. I will get my stream copyright struck. But what I will do for you all is drop the link here in the chat and pin it for anybody who wants to check out the animation for the theme reveal. But if we head over to the Art Fight website, the news is out. They've posted this news bulletin, you guys. It is official. We are doing fossils versus crystals. And being completely honest with you, I totally thought that is what we were gonna be getting this year, because just looking at all of the chatter, the pre-season, the pre-Art Fight chatter, it felt like that was the most popular of the selections. And if you guys remember, I know I do, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up for you guys real quick. If I head to my Art Fight, what am I trying to say? If I head to my Art Fight Discord, if you guys remember this from a previous year, tell me I'm not the only one, okay? Tell me that you did not just get deja vu. We're living in an alternate reality where last year, or maybe the year before, we saw this literally the exact same art. Call me crazy. I feel like we did see this like leaked a previous year, and then it turned out that that wasn't the theme, and it got like hidden or something, or like played off as like a fake reveal, a fake drop. But this year it's real. This year this is not a false alarm. This is real. We are having ourselves a fossils versus crystals art fight this year. And this art couldn't be more perfect. Even if it came out like a year early, I still appreciate it now that it really is happening. I want to know, you guys, tell me in the comments which team you think you're going to join, or if you're going to, you know, just take the plunge with that random button and get sorted randomly. I personally like to pick my team every year. I don't like to leave it up to fate. I don't like to use the randomizer. I like to be choosy. I like to take my fate into my own hands. And I know for sure, I'm going to be on Team Fossils. Crystals are super pretty. Don't get me wrong. I do love some shiny. I really, really do. But I feel like I know I'm not that old. Like, I don't want to be like, I want to be like ridiculous, but in a way, a little bit in a way, like I'm the auntie art fighter, okay? I feel a little bit like I'm a fossil myself, and I have valid reason for being on Team Fossil. Plus, just look at that Triceratops. Can you guys see this badge? Let me zoom in if I can, okay? Let me know if you guys can see that. This Triceratops badge is just it. It is giving, and I love it. I am so excited for this. I love the colors, by the way. We've got like this very like warm golden browns over here in the fossil side, and then you've got all these cool tone purples and blues over here with the gems on the crystal side. It's honestly really pretty too. It's kind of giving Tiara a little bit with this badge. I'm seeing like the gemstone in the very center of the crown here of what looks like a cave floor. And then you've got like the ceiling of the cave up here with all this like mossy drip coming down, and then the glow from the crystals. It's just as pretty. It's just as pretty. I'm not trying to say one is better than the other, but I do have my preferences. Ram says I picked fossils because you like dinosaurs. That's a good enough reason for me. Jingle says, I have a crystal-themed character. That makes sense too, especially if you want to lean into pre-existing characters in your character library. Team Fossils all the way from Cam. Rain says Fossils all the way. Abstract also going Team Fossils. Cam, the pick was the fake leak. Yes, you remember it very clearly. I knew I wasn't the only one. I definitely, like, it like, it resurrected some memories the moment I saw it again. So I don't know. I haven't read this yet. All right. I was just setting up for stream, and I don't know if you guys noticed. Just real quick, let me introduce you, my little friends. On screen, if you look just beneath my talking avatar, actually literally just beneath, one of them's hiding behind my face. So let me move me up. If it will let me, there we go. Let me move me up. There she is. So I'm trying to fit both tanks on screen. So they're a little bit small. Okay. But right beneath me, swimming near the heart log, is my one female betta, and that is Dora. I named her Dora because she's very brave and very curious, and was exploring everything as soon as I brought her home. She didn't shy, she didn't hide. She's just really bold fish. And then we can't see him now, but in the, I guess, apartment next to her, oh, there he is. He's starting to come forward. You see him? He's flaring at Dora with this beautiful purple and red tail. That is Zorro, and he was a little bit shyer when I first got him, but he's really warmed up since, and he's like coming out of hiding. He is a crown tail. They both are crown tail bettas, for those who are interested. Yeah, I know, fish. Jingle and Ram are like, fish, yes, fish. And then the tank next to them, this is brand new. I got this one yesterday. I am such a sucker. I go into the pet store. I'm like going in there to get like little slow release fish pellets, because I'm gonna go on a small trip for 4th of July to visit some family, and I need to have like the slow release food to drop into the tank so that they stay fed while I'm gone. And I saw all those little cups of all the other fishies just looking sad and desperate to come to get picked. They want to be chosen because they need a home. So I like spent another, I'm such a sucker. I spent another $140 buying this tank setup for them, and bringing home 2 fish. And so over here, they're a little bit harder to see because their light on this tank is so much brighter. Man, can I actually, give me a second, I'll make them bigger for you. So I think you guys could see it if I make them bigger. Yeah. So again, on the right of screen is Zorro and Dora. And then in the tank with the brighter lights over here, a little harder to see, are my two new friends. The black one is Black Orchid, because that's literally what type of betta he is. And I had no idea that even existed. It was the first time I had seen one, and so I went ahead and got him. Turns out they're a little bit more expensive than a regular betta, but that's okay. And then his next door neighbor, with like hanging out in the back of the tank, you can kind of just barely see the shimmer on the tail. I think he's a half moon betta, or no, what was he? Delta. He's a Delta betta. I don't know what that means. Usually they're named based on the type of tail they have, but he's a Delta betta, and he's just the shimmeriest little like white veil. Anyway, I named him not Veil, because I had a fish named Veil before. I named him, I forgot. Oh no, I forgot. I did just get him yesterday though, and the name hasn't stuck, so maybe I'll rename him, or maybe I'll remember, and then maybe I'll write it down. Anyway, that's enough deviating. I think I kind of went off on a tangent a little bit here, but I hope you guys don't mind. They are really fun, and I hope you guys like having them up on screen as just a little fishy cam, a little pet cam, if you will. Fossils all the way says Dragon Fox Star. Hello, Dragon Fox Star. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. I am so glad to hear that. Bells Boof the Giant Toad, says Rain. I don't know what I missed that's about, but let's keep this thing going because I feel like I did get a little bit distracted. But that's okay. We can bounce back from this because we have a whole lot of ground to cover for this art fight, team theme reveal, and what we're gonna do about it. And Cam says, everyone on Team Fossils, name your favorite extinct species. That's what you were talking about. Got it now. Okay, now that I have context. Everybody on Crystals, name your favorite gemstone. That is a great question. I would like to do a small poll. Let's do a poll. Which team do you want to join? All right, and then we're gonna have Team Fossil or Team Crystal. It's super straightforward. Team Fossil, Team Crystal. And let's see what kind of percentages we have here today in our live stream chat. And while we do that, I'm going to scroll down because on top of getting the animated theme reveal on the YouTube channel, which we already took a look at today, on top of getting this Fossils versus Crystals re-reveal art, re-released this year, but this time it's actually accurate. This time it's actually true. And these gorgeous badges, which I cannot wait to put on my page. In fact, let's go ahead and copy image address now because this is a great time to show you guys how you can do this with your own pages. You can copy image address. You can head over to your profile, hit edit, just like that. And I'm going to come down here to profile right underneath all of this stuff. I can click add image, paste that image address that I copied here and insert. And if I hit submit and go right back to my page after profile updated, it's there now. So you can see that now I have Fossils, the badge on my page. So if anybody doesn't know what team I'm joining, now they do. Because it's right there, kind of making that announcement in this way before I have the option to actually select team. So let's keep going through this little reveal because there's more to it. It's not just the badges, it's not just the animation, as I was trying to say a second ago. We also get these every year, and this is kind of what I want to work on during this stream when we get down to doing actually artwork, once we've gone through all of the new and exciting news. So I'm going to go ahead and save this image. I will put this, where do I want to put this? I'm just going to put it in my downloads for right now. I'm going to save this to my downloads. Okay. And then we're gonna keep scrolling. So let's head back because that's the fossil card, but not everybody here is gonna be Team Fossils. We're also gonna see Sticky Arts, hello, and their viewers just joined. I appreciate you joining the stream. Thanks for popping in. We are talking art fight and the team reveals. Please let us know in the poll what team you would choose between Crystals and Fossils. Let's try to get an idea of just how balanced these teams are based on our small sample size here in our humble little stream. And you're already on Team Crystal, says Annie made it. Are you able to already pre-select teams? I'm not sure. I wasn't sure if that was possible, but if it is, I will definitely do that today. Favorite extinct species, Abstracted says, is the saber-toothed cat or mammoth. Those are both good, really good choices. Ram says Spinosaurus. I'm not going to pronounce all of that. That is way too much, and I am not going to do it right. I'm going to definitely butcher that. So I appreciate if you will forgive me for just saying the Spinosaurus. Sticky Raid, hey! That's exciting. Yes, you can pick teams, says Ram. Okay, so we're going to do that. But let's first get a look at the other team card because they did give us both of those. So here we have the Crystals team card, and we're seeing a lot of the color palette coming through for both of these. And so we're going to see with a lot of theme related artwork, typically we will see these colors repeated based on people's profiles. They're typically going to dress up their profile using the colors for their team. They're going to add these once they're filled out to their profiles. I know I do every year. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot to do. I love these badges. It almost reminds me of, was it last year's? I don't know if it was last year's. Let's take a look. I know I'm going to have to come right back to the newsletter real quick, but Let's go down here. Not last year's, because last year was Seafoam, and we had this really pretty Seafoam versus Stardust, and it was purple and this really pretty teal. But I think the year we did Wither and Bloom was similar. Maybe not. Maybe I'm assuming too much, because this nice golden color is kind of new. We haven't done that since maybe Sugar versus Spice. It kind of goes, though. I'm just, like, conveniently relieved that it goes with the colors I already had on my profile. Look at that. Look at the way that just worked out so nicely. Cam says the team colors remind me of Steampunk versus Cyberpunk. Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking of. Yes, because it was more of this, like, golden. Steampunk was, like, this kind of color. And then Cyberpunk was definitely more with the purples and stuff. So I agree with you. I think you called it. The Steampunk versus Cyberpunk year. These are similar colors to that one. Big Dino nerd, sorry. No worries, Rand. That's okay. That's okay. I encourage that. I just don't know that I can pronounce the dinosaurs that you were listing in the chat. I apologize, by the way, if I missed anybody's comments. Feel free to repeat any comments that you want to make sure that I see, or we can continue the conversation. It looks like currently Fossils is dominating in the poll. We have a 64 to 36 split right now, with crystals being only 36% of the live stream population. I'm kind of shocked. That's a pretty big break. That's like 2/3 of viewers right now are Team Fossil. And I believe, was it Abstracted who said that you can already pick teams? No, it was Ram and Annie. It was a couple people. Okay, a couple people said you can already pick teams. So let's see, how can we do this? Let me keep scrolling down. I bet you they tell us. Pick your team early. Here it is at artbyte.net. In order to level out traffic, team registrations are open early. They do this every year, basically. We'd have to go back really, really far to find a year where they didn't do this, where you could pick your team early. You can join a team by clicking this link or by clicking current event on the top toolbar. Okay. Please remember that starting attacks early is against the rules and can result in a permanent ban. This is no joke, guys. Don't do it. Don't risk it. I definitely have heard of, nobody I knew personally, but I have heard of people getting a permanent ban on ArtBite. So it's just not worth the negative repercussions. It's not worth the feeling it's going to give you if you get caught and banned, or if you can get caught and get a warning or something. It's going to sour your whole experience. Don't do that to yourself. Don't put yourself in that position. Wait until the day that ArtFight begins to start drawing your attacks. And you'll be able to enjoy it for the full month, you know? Like, there's a whole month to it, and there's plenty to do in the meantime to get ready. I am going to click this link, though. I want to register for my team now. So here we are. The event Fossils versus Crystals starts July 1st. Check the front page for exact time and more information. Please note, drawing attacks prior, we already talked about this, is against the rules. Now, here we can choose our team. You can choose your team before the event starts. Please note you're still able to join after it begins, of course. How do I do this? Visit team sorting? Okay. Oh, okay, that is how you do it. Okay, so you click visit team sorting, and then it's going to bring you down here. I'm going to join Team Fossils, and then if you hit pick for me, this is the randomize button I talked about at the beginning of stream. If you are just not like super feeling strongly about one side or the other, you can do pick for me. I could be completely wrong about this, but my headcanon is that when you use the random generator or the random sorter, maybe it's random, maybe it just like does a random generation, or what I think probably happens is it will sort people onto the team with fewer players. I have no proof to back this up. That's just what makes sense to me. That's what I would do if I was able to influence this, maybe, just to make sure that to the best of our ability, we are getting even teams each year. But I digress. I'm going to join Team Fossil. So there we go. I am now in Team Fossil, and look at my name up here in the top corner. Can you see that, or is my head covering it? No, you can see it. PerryPictures, now my name has the fossil color, and if we click on this, it's going to update my profile so that I have the fossil color here too. I think the website is starting to get a little glitchy because my avatar is not showing up. It's not loading. And I just hit refresh and it's still not loading. But that's okay because I trust the website is going to operate fine when there's a little less traffic. Ram says, I'm also excited for the new Jurassic movie coming out this summer. So this summer is going to be extra awesome for me. That's fantastic. I still haven't watched the last one. I think I'm a little behind. But there's plenty of time to catch up, especially like you said, this summer. All right. That's officially it for me. I am sorted onto a team. I'm going to head back to there was definitely an easier way to get there, but here we go. Head back to the newsletter, the announcement, because I want to make sure that we are covering all of the new juicy news. So I'm going to make sure we scroll all the way through this before we start drawing. Cam says, my favorite extinct species is Gorgonops. I hope I read that correctly. I don't even know what that is. That does not even sound familiar slightly. Like, I don't think I've heard of that before. I don't know. I mean, as far as my favorite dinosaur goes, I like the Triceratops. I'm not sure if that has to do with really liking the yellow Power Ranger when I was a kid. It might be slightly influenced by that. I could see there being like some bias there. But right now I'm so stoked about this, like the fossil badge. I might buy the merch for this one because the fossil badge having the Triceratops on it is just hitting so hard for me. I always pretended to be the yellow Power Ranger as a kid growing up. Like, that was my jam. I love the color. I love the dinosaur. This is, it's giving. But let's continue. Additional updates and announcements besides just the team reveal. They are doing the merch. I'm so excited because I just said that I wanted it. As you might have seen in the thing on new merchandise for 2025, we don't want to give away too much yet, but you'll hear more on July 1st. Okay, so it sounds like this stuff is going to come out on July 1st, or at least it's going to be announced on July 1st. I am liking this little PNG though that they got this. I don't know if it's a mock-up, but it looks like they're trying to do keychains, maybe like little keychain charms. Honestly, like this could also be, it would not take much to turn this into an ornament for your Christmas tree, which might be something that I do with it, because Art Fight has been a big part of my artistic journey. I've been doing it for 8 or 9 years. What year am I on? I don't know. I'm on my 9th year, you guys. This is my 2025 is year number 9 for me when it comes to Art Fight. So yeah, I think, and I do have some Art Fight merch from last year. I was so excited to get this, you guys. And since I have the pet cam up, I'm going to show you. This is Wormston, the Art Fight mascot, and I have this rubber band on him because I wanted to make sure that he kept his shape. But like he's got like this little shield belt on, and it holds on his like his Art Fight shield and his I guess like paintbrush sword. He's got the little sparkles, and yeah, he's cute and he's fluffy, and that's what I got last year. But he doesn't really fit on the Christmas tree, so I think what I will maybe do if they release these as keychains, I might retrofit my keychain into an ornament for my Christmas tree. And I do keep Wormston on my shelf. I can't show it to you right now without messing up like the camera stand for the pet cam. But maybe in a later video, I will show you guys my art shelf that I have in the corner of the room with all of my like art books, the Animator Survival Guide, the Screenwriter's Bible, Animation Unleashed, Director's Story, Dream Worlds, Stan Lee's How to Draw Comics. I've got like a ton of these beautiful books up here. I highly recommend like any of the books that I have out, really, I would recommend because they're out for a reason. They're good for reference, and I like to grab them when I need them. But Anyway, I'm getting so off topic. Abstracted says Wormston. I also have a Wormston. Yes, Wormston's a cutie. He's just a tiny little plush. I was surprised by how small he was, to be honest. I, for some reason, thought he was going to be bigger, but I'm not upset at it. He fits perfectly on the top of my shelf next to my pencil box with all my my like just random pencils that don't really belong to any sets and stuff like that. All right, so yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking when this comes out, I want this one for sure. Art Fight 2025 fossils. And I'm going to turn it into a Christmas ornament. I'm going to put that on my tree. So May, June, change log. Working on discovery page is going smoothly. If you guys remember from my last, maybe not my last Art Fight stream, but the one before that, definitely the one that talks about the budget. So if you're looking at like, how is Art Fight free to play for all of us and who's footing the bill? In that video, we went over like their budget breakdown and their plan for how they're going to keep improving Art Fight for us as players. And one of them was this discovery page. It's going to be like a search feature, if I'm not misremembering. And it sounds like they're going to run a couple more tests before they release it, but it is completely functional. So we can probably expect to have that available to us this year so that we can more specifically find characters that we want to draw by using the new search engine. Might have also noticed a new attack button on every character page once an event has been started. I haven't. Let's check it out. Let's go to my characters. Guys, I am like finding this stuff out live with you. I have not like read through this ahead of time. Okay, so we're just gonna open Potpourri. Why not? And we have edit that was always there before, report that it was always there before, attacks. This is the pictures that people have drawn for this character, but that's always been there too. What do they mean, the new attack? Let's see. Did I misread this? A new attack button on every character page. Once the event has started, you'll be able to use that button to autofill a character and the owner's information on the attack page. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that'll definitely simplify the attack process. In my tutorial videos, I go over like where to find the character ID number and you got to make sure that you fill in that plus the creator name correctly and all of that stuff and like all the steps to submitting. Oh, by the way, don't forget to check out if you're interested in doing mass attacks or any attack that has multiple characters from different users in it. Check out my mass attacks and revenge chains video. Do not miss that one, okay? Because people have watched that after doing a mass attack and regretted it. Because if you do not submit the characters you're attacking in a specific order, you will not get maximum points. So trust me on this one. I know you have time because Art Fight doesn't start for at least another week. Go check out that video after this stream, okay? There is definitely a way to maximize your point value based on who you attack first in a mass attack. So check out that video, okay? Do not miss it. Also, it teaches you how to link your revenges to create revenge chains. I'm not going to go through an example of that because all of that's in that video, but I just want to make sure I plug that video for you guys. Don't miss it. It's in my library of videos. If you just go to my page and like right now, let's just go youtube.com/@PerryPictures. Okay, we're gonna go here, and then if you just go to my videos, like here, you can search Art Fight, and it will bring up all my Art Fight videos for you, okay? And the one that I'm talking about, wow, it really even included my live streams. That's interesting. What I'm talking about is this one here, the one with the frogs on it, all right? Make sure that you watch this video. This is so important if you want to maximize your point return, okay, per drawing. Don't miss this video. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's continue with reading this. Accidentally came a little late, says Brio Rose. Hello, you are not late. You were just on time. I'm so glad that you were able to make it and join us for the stream. You can't attack your own Cs. You can. Jingle draws, you can. You cannot attack just them. You can't just draw pictures for yourself and submit it. But you can get points for drawing your character with somebody else's character. So you just gotta make sure that when you go to submit the attack, you attach it to the other person's character first, and then if you also drew your character, you can still get credit. You can still get credit for the extra work you put into that drawing for your own character. So you can still submit it, like, so when you go to submit it, and then you click add character, like after you do the first one, that's not yours, then you can click add character and use your character ID number for your character that you added to the drawing. And that way you're getting credit for the work you put in. I believe, though, that when you submit your own character, it's still considered like a friendly fire because you are on your own team, right? So you'll get like, I don't know, like, what is it, 40% of the point total if it's a friendly fire, something like that. So yeah, but yeah, absolutely, you can still attach, if you include your character, your own character, in a drawing with other characters for other players, you can still get credit for that work. So don't be shy. You can still attach your character ID number. And the best part about that is not even the points. It's the fact that it will show up in your, so, okay, let's do this again. It will show up in your character's attacks. So if you go to your own character, oh man, the only one that I would have that would be an example of this is a hidden character right now. But let's just say, I'll go to Bianca. If I drew Bianca with somebody else's character and I attached it to this character ID number and got credit for it, then when I go to her attacks page, it would be included in here. So all of the attacks that Bianca has ever gotten are on this page. And if I drew her in one too, it would also be on this page. So it's a way to keep all of your characters' art grouped together as well. And I think that's probably the really big benefit to tagging your own characters if you include them in an attack. Jinko says, looking at other characters will show you the new attack button because you can attack them directly. Oh, so not looking at my own characters. That makes sense. I don't have to use my own page as an example. Let's head to this one. So this one just got submitted. This is in the new character section. And look at that. Thank you so much for pointing that out because now we can see it. This is the new attack button. Brilliant. Thank you so much. I think that's going to make submitting attacks so much easier, and it will reduce the likelihood that you submit an attack to the wrong character ID, because this way you know it's absolutely the right character because you're looking right at their page when you do it. That is going to be so helpful in so many ways. All right, so moving on to what else is in here. New security features nearly complete. They've added several backend changes that can view past and current login sessions with an option to log out of all sessions. I think that's in case you're using multiple devices. I did last year, but I actually just reset my iPad recently, so nothing's going to be logged in anyway. I'm going to have to re-log in if I plan to use my iPad this year. That's a me problem. Don't worry. That's not about you guys. But if that does apply to you, here you go. You're able to force log out of all other devices if that's something that you would want to do, that will bring you peace of mind, that will make you feel like you're more secure, your account's more secure. Rem says, I still need to prep my profile for R5, but I wanted to wait for the team reveal so my profile looks kind of beat. That's totally okay. I rolled the dice. I took a huge risk, and it paid off. I decorated my page early. I really wanted this like beautiful sunset, not sunset, but kind of sunset palette. And you can see it here too, because I've got like this owl with the red, like cratered moon, this red and yellow moon. And then this as well, all the same palette. I was just really feeling these colors and I wanted to use them. And so that's how I decorated my page. And conveniently, that worked out perfectly for Team Fossil. So I got lucky, but I totally support the strategic thinking and waiting for the team reveals. And this is a great week to do all that catch up on dressing your page and getting it decorated. I know I plan to use the team, what do you call them? Up here, these. The team cards. I'm going to fill out my team card for sure and make sure that I do that. Probably once we get done with this newsletter, I'll start on that. So we'll work on that together. We can do it together live, and I will show you what all these little like empty, where did I put that? Right here. What all these little empty fields are for, and just show you kind of how I fill it out. It's really quick. I really don't even have to do any drawing. I just kind of drag and drop each year because all of the drawings that I would use to identify myself as a player, I already have. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a minute. But let's continue. Ram says, now I got an excuse to make my profile dinosaur themed. Absolutely. I say go all out. Dragon Fox Star, I have to fix mine whenever they add the pixels and other cute stuff to decorate it. Yours is still mostly Stardust. Understandable. I also typically leave mine, yeah, I usually typically leave mine the same as it was the previous year until the theme reveal, and then like you guys are saying, then I do all my updates. But for whatever reason, I just got ahead of it this year. I just was feeling like just doing kind of like an in-between look. And I didn't do this like recently. I set these kind of at the end of last year when I was like updating my final report, and I was like, okay, well, I need a neutral theme until the next year's reveal. And this is just sort of what I picked. It just made me happy. I don't remember when I did it, but it wasn't recently. It was kind of a little bit after last year's ended. Like I waited like maybe a month, and then I went and updated my page for whatever reason for like the off season. All right, our new security feature, read that part. And then we are currently testing the ability for Supporter Plus users to upload extra character images, increasing the total to 12. That is a really nice boon for Supporter Plus users. I know, hello, Lunar Garden. Did I say hi to you yet? I hope I did. I just looked up and saw your name. I'm so sorry if I missed you earlier when you first popped in, but it's so good to see you. Always a pleasure, Lunar Garden. Always a pleasure to have you here. Also, it looks like we're starting to see a much more balanced representation in the poll. Fossils now sitting at 56, crystals rising to 44%. So it's starting to even out a little bit, which is good to see. We always want to see even teams when we go into each year. When we have a really unbalanced team dynamic, then you can almost predict from day one who's going to win that year's art fight because of the fact that we can choose our teams. We can, even if it's, when it stays unbalanced, when there's not enough people choosing the sort me option and getting sorted to balance the teams, if that's the way that works, which again, I've always assumed, but I have no way of supporting that assumption. I think, yeah, Dragon Fox Stars says, I think fossils versus crystals will likely be an even split. I hope so. I really hope so, because I want to see a super balanced year. It's always way more fun when you don't know who's going to win, because then you have like, it just feels like it feels like a real competition that way. Anyway, so for people who are Supporter Plus users, this basically means donor. If you choose to be a donor, then you will gain the supporter icon, and you will gain other features, bonus features for donors. And I, again, went over that in my live stream that I told you guys about. It's this one here. So all you gotta do is go to my art fight, to my live stream tab. Like literally, I'll do it right now. Go to my live stream tab, and you can see it right here. Who pays for art fight? And it's the one that has like the orange background with a pie chart on it. Super easy to find. We break down all of those benefits and what the costs are and how to become a donor. All the steps you need, honestly. So if you're interested in increasing the number of reference images you can attach to each character from 6, which is the current limit, to 12, go check out that video, because I will show you how to do it. All right, so have an idea for art fight? Let us know here. They're welcoming input and suggestions. They have like a whole, let's click it. Let's see what it does. So you go to this like form that you can fill out. Oops, you guys don't need to see my email. And then you can make any suggestions that you have in mind here, and they'll periodically check up on it to see what you guys are saying and how maybe they could use that information. All right, so newsletters. They're excited to announce that ArtFight has an official newsletter, still working on allowing folks to opt in via user settings, but if you want to be added to the list in the meantime, you can subscribe by clicking here. I'm going to go ahead and open that link in another tab, because that's something I would be interested in as a longtime ArtFight player and as a content creator. You guys who are interested in ArtFight, which clearly I'm assuming all of you are, because that's why you're here, I have an insane amount of ArtFight content on my channel. I give you all the ins and outs, all the background information, all the like history of ArtFight, all of the how-tos. So I recommend, if you like ArtFight, if you want to participate in ArtFight, you subscribe to this channel, and I'm obviously going to stay on top of all the new information that comes out. I'm going to join this email list for sure, and anything that I get through that and other means, I always bring up on my channel. And if I can't make a video about it, I'm very quick to post things to my community tab about ArtFight. Even if it's just getting the word out there as fast as possible, I will just make a post and make sure that I'm letting you guys know on both YouTube and Discord everything that I know about Artfight. So if you're interested, make sure to subscribe. Filter updates. Due to internal delays, they weren't able to make as many changes to the filtered rules. However, they did update the iStrain page with more examples of what to consider for iStrain content. Please do refresh your knowledge on how, what kind of drawings need to be filtered. They do give you a pretty decent breakdown on the submissions page. Each time you submit, you can hover over. I think there's a little info icon next to each type, and you can hover over it to find out if your drawing applies to that filter and if you need to check that box. Just so that you're appropriately labeling stuff, and people who maybe have a sensitivity to iStrain or to flashing content, or who are just very uncomfortable with things like gore, they are adequately filtered for those individuals. And yeah, it's just right here, any flashing or excessively bright GIFs, things like that. Addressing concerns regarding competition. We want to take a moment to address concerns regarding excessive competition on Artfight. Artfight on account of its point system and team-oriented structure, has always come with a certain degree of competitiveness. Artfight is first and foremost an art gifting game. I love that they said this, because that is the point. It is gifting art. You are not obligated, you are never obligated to draw anything for anyone on Artfight. It is entirely at your discretion. It is 100% your choice. You can do friendly fires if you want to, or you can attack the other team if you want to. So I agree with the statement. Despite the team-oriented and point system nature, it is an art gifting game, and we should take it in that spirit. Our team thoroughly believes this is what the event embodies above all else. As a veteran player, I 100% agree and back this statement. This is my 9th year of playing Artfight, y'all. I 100% agree with this. I have seen it for 9 years, well, 8 years, going on 9. And that has always been my experience. And I am able to get through every July feeling positivity in Artfight. And I think it's all about going in with the right expectations, and definitely engaging with it in the spirit that it was meant to be engaged with in the game. And I'll talk about that more on future streams. So please do stay tuned and come in for those. As we're drawing Artfight attacks, I will definitely explain more about what I mean about that. But I do want to get through this entire update, this entire newsletter. So we're going to keep moving, but that is something we will talk about at length in the future. Throughout the years, we've worked to tweak aspects of the event in hopes of best articulating this. I agree with that. With this in mind, we've heard your concerns and would like to introduce the following experimental mechanics to curb any hostile or excessively competitive behavior. Okay, so here's what they changed. Let's check it out. 1, we will be increasing the point percentages of friendly fire attacks from 20% to 75%. That's what it was. It was 20. I was thinking 40 earlier. I think I hit the median a little bit there. But that's cool. They're going to make it 75% now. This means that when you attack someone on the same team, you'll receive 75% of the points that you would have received if you had attacked somebody on the opposite team. So that's going to decrease the competitiveness, because the point value is much closer the points you're getting for the same quality of work are going to be a lot closer regardless of whose team you're attacking. From now on, this is number 2, from now on, exact point totals will be hidden throughout the course of the event. Oh, that's a big change. Though we will display the percentage of points each team has during the event. Example, team has 55% of total points. Team B has 45%. Okay, so they're not going to leave us totally in the dark. We're going to get it as a ratio, but we're not going to get the exact point totals. I could see why they might want to have done that, because in the past you might see that there's 400,000 points for Team Cyberpunk, but only 280,000 points for Team Steampunk, and then you're like, wow, that's so much of a gap, and how are we going to catch up? But really, that might not have been that huge of a percentage difference. but those numbers definitely can be daunting. And it can be a little bit of a deterrent. You might feel like you already lost, and you might not be as motivated to draw anymore or to play anymore if you think that you're already losing the game. So I think this could be a very positive change, so that people are not necessarily disheartened by such a huge numerical value. I think doing the ratios is smart. But if you have a different perspective on that, let me know. Like, say it in the chat. We don't have to, like, my opinion is not the opinion, so definitely share your thoughts. I can definitely be open to other perspectives and learn from what you guys think as well. You can enlighten me. And let's see, Drawing Fox says, yeah, Fox, honestly, I like both, so it's hard to choose. You're talking about the choice between the two teams. Do you think that you would personally use the random sorter, or do you still think maybe you'll think it over a little bit longer and then pick one for yourself? Briar Rose says this is huge, especially the friendly fire info. I agree. Briar Rose, I hope I'm saying that right. I remember the Wormy Knight piece and how there used to be no points for that because the opponent switched teams last second. They made friendly fire much kinder on artists now, which is nice. Yeah, agree. Hello, D-Fanatic. Welcome back. So good to see you. It is art fight season again, and I'm so happy. By the way, you guys, I was so happy to see some of my longtime art fight friends and friends that I made just last year during our art fight live streams rejoining the stream today. It is so good to see you guys again. I am so glad that we are doing this. Art fight is returning, and we are about to have an amazing July, an amazing summer. All right, what were we? Oh, we were at D-Fanatic says Frutiger Crystals is here. I don't know what that first word means. I hope I said it correctly. And Wormson said the Wormy Knight piece that had, I believe, 12,000 of the same character for context. Yeah, I remember that one. It received a ton of controversy, and I think that was several years ago at this point. And they definitely had to modify the rules for mass attacks after that one came out, to try to make it a little bit more, well, just a little bit harder to game the system. Not to detract from that artist. I don't want to seem like I'm negating them in any way, but they definitely had to create new rules when presented with a new type of attack after that one. Wow, you guys, look at the poll. Can you guys see the poll right now? It is a 50-50 split. We have ourselves a completely balanced, currently completely balanced. Anybody could throw this at any second if they decide to join and like submit the poll. Like, it just happened. So Crystals now takes over at 53%, Fossils dropping to 47%. That is insane. Because we started off with such a high lead with Fossils. We were at like 2/3 of the chat were all Team Fossils at the beginning of the stream, and now Crystals has taken over the lead. A 53% Crystal membership currently in the chat. So I kind of agree. I think we're going to have a really balanced split this year. I'm hoping so. That is honestly my hope. That's what I want every year, is to have teams that are so good, like that they're so balanced, the theme is so balanced that you have equal teams. Okay, so they cannot emphasize enough, these changes are experimental and subject to user feedback, and they would love to hear any thoughts. So you guys know, up here again, you can submit your thoughts right up here if you have feedback that you want to get to the mods. That's the way to do it. All right, Art Fight 2025 map. I think this is the end of the update, so let's just knock this one out real quick. We are excited to announce the 2025 official Art Fight map song will be Pop Music Im. Signups will open up on Wednesday, June 25th at 4 p.m. UTC. This fills up quickly, you guys. If you want to contribute to the collaboration, they do this every year where they collaborate on a music video, an animated music video, an AMV. And you basically get a tiny piece of the song and you animate your characters to it in some way, and it becomes a piece of the music video. But these spots will fill up so quickly. So if that's something that's interesting to you, make sure you are on the pulse on Wednesday, June 25th at 4 p.m. at UTC, and be ready for those signups. It will be first come, first serve. It's not based on like any kind of like skill level or popularity or anything like that, so you want to be quick. The link will be added below when signups go live, so be ready for that. This is exactly where you want to be looking when that time comes. So come back to the newsletter and they will put it right here. Signups coming soon. This is where you will see it. And good luck for all of my animators out there who are interested in joining the official Artfight AMV. All right. Abstractus says, I participated in last year's map, still debating whether or not to try to sign up this year. That's fantastic. I don't think I knew that. You should have told us. You should have told us. I mean, you did just tell us now, but you should have told us last year. That's crazy. You should drop that in the Discord. I want to see the link to that. Let us know the timestamp as well for your part of it. That'd be really cool. I would be interested in seeing that. Update Artfight 2024 achievements. I don't know if this is part of the same newsletter. They're currently under construction. Going forward, we have decided the achievements are ready right after the respective event has ended. Because of this, the 24 achievements will be released alongside 25s. Oh, okay. Okay, that is still new information. And this is actually where it ends, because here's where the comments are. Okay. So, and what they're talking about, I can show you guys. So if you head over to your, if you head over to your statistics page for anybody who has participated any year prior to this one, if this is not your first year, you would normally have a bunch of achievements down here. And you can see right now, I have a Seafoam loyalty achievement that is currently under construction. So this badge has not been designed yet, or if it has not been released yet. They were just saying in the newsletter that they're going to release it at the same time that they release the achievement badges for 2025, which will be at the end of this year's competition. So after they announce the winner. And the reason why that matters is because if you win, on the year that you win, if your team wins, you get like these little like crowning badges. So here we'll see 2023 champion. Congrats on winning Artfight for 2023. I was on team werewolves. This was the werewolves versus vampires year. And so because we won, your badge will reflect that. So Seafoam, I don't actually remember who won last year. Can somebody in chat tell me who won last year? I don't know if Seafoam won. If it did, we would get a loyalty badge. My profile, I don't think we did. I think Stardust won. I have, if Seafoam won, I need to update this to the one that has the crown on it. This is another way you can kind of like track your growth, is each year they also release these little like pixel art icons. So I go back to 2017 is my earliest one. And then I only won 3 years. Out of all the years I've played, I've only won 3 times. In 2020, Team Spice, 22, Team Bloom, and 23, Team Werewolves. Stardust won, says Abstracted. Annie made it, Stardust. Jingle Draws, Stardust. Briar Rose, Stardust. Okay, I get it. Stardust won. I was on the losing team, but that's okay. I still stand by Seafoam. I think that I chose the right team for me. It was definitely more my aesthetic, so I can't regret that. All right, I think the next thing for us to do now that we got completely through the newsletter is to figure out how to fill this out. So what I'm going to do first is, I already downloaded this. We're good. We're going to open it up. I'm going to do this in Photoshop, but you can use really any kind of drawing program that has layers to edit these. It's just a PNG. As you can see right here in the URL, it's a PNG. For both teams, whether you're Team Fossil or Team Crystal. Sorry, I'm like trying to talk and open folders at the same time, and my brain's just kind of struggling with it. But that's fine. We're fine. All right, let me go ahead and bring this down here. So I'm gonna put this on the screen where you guys can see it, and then we're gonna set this to fit on screen. This is what it looks like once you open it up in a software that does layers. I'm going to go ahead and lock that layer and create a new one, and I'm going to stick the new layer under this one. And this, where the hole is where I'm going to put my avatar for me, however I want to represent me as the player. And then down here you have featured characters. Where I typically pull my featured characters from is my, well, obviously going to pull these from, hang on, I'm so sorry. I'm like trying to to open up different tabs that I already like covered up and closed. Here we go, this one. I'm going to pull them from here, my characters page on my profile. So all of my active characters, like I told you earlier, I have a couple characters that are hidden that I don't really want to use this year. So I would want to pull characters from here. I'm definitely going to use Caitlin. So let's start with Caitlin first. And there's a couple ways you can do it. You can grab this, which is what I'm going to do right now, or you can like grab the whole picture once the full picture is available. But the website is struggling a little bit. You can also pull it from your folders. Like, let's be real, you probably have it saved on your device, so you don't have to do it off of the Artfight website, which is struggling right now because everybody is looking at the website right now. But what I find is these are definitely big enough if you want to pull them from the website itself, the preview avatars for each character. And so I typically will do that. Also, it makes it easier if somebody sees a featured character here and then they go look at my page, it is going to show up exactly the same way here as it does on my player card. So they'll know where to find that exact character pretty easily. Let's add Wesley as well. I think that's a good idea. So I'm going to pull Wesley. We're going to copy this image. And then I'm going to minimize this. And we're going to come right back in here, just like I did with Caitlin. And I'm going to put Wesley in here. And I'm just going to slide him down. Now, I think I want him to fit in the picture a little, like the frame a little bit more. So I'm going to shrink his picture slightly. But I think that's pretty good. I like how both of them look so far. And then when you fill out your card, Abstracted says, which channel could I drop the map part of the Discord? So I forgot to tell you all about it. Yeah, you can just put that right in the Artfight channel in the Discord, and then we'll check it out. I'll check it out for sure and give you feedback once I'm not streaming live. I would do it live, but unfortunately I think the music would probably get me copyright struck, or at least my video would get claimed probably by Artfight, so, or whoever the musician is for that song. Oh dear, I need a new profile pic too, says Rain. I know, I'm not pulling mine. That's not where I started, even though it was like the first thing up here, just because I was like, I actually don't know what picture I'm going to use for that. So I'm going to have to think about that. I'm going to have to use some kind of a drawing, like a self-sona of some sort. So I'll think about it. If I even knew where my little talking avatar is that's on screen right now, I don't know where that is. I don't know what folder it's pulling this from. I can't find it. I've looked and I can't find it. But if I could, I would just stick that in here. Ram says, I need to change my name. I need to update my avatar, to be honest. I'm not even blonde anymore. I'm back to being a brunette. It's out of date. Rain says, oh dear, I need a new profile pic too. Will you add more characters of liqueur for Artfight? I will. Yeah, I meant to do it before the stream, but I went camping the last couple of, I was gone all week until Thursday camping. So I haven't been home to do that. That's why it's been so quiet, by the way, in my Discord. I haven't been very talkative. But I am back now, so I plan to update all of that. So we'll have more characters from liqueur for sure joining. So this top row here are, for those of you who don't know, I am a webtoon artist. I create webtoons. This top row is my older webtoon. These are all my older webtoon characters. And then these first two here that I grabbed are new this year. This is for my new webtoon, Love Cursed Queen of Rogues. And so I'll be adding more of the cast members for that to my profile before July 1st. So they will be here. I typically, for my card though, for my character ID, I like to add a diverse cast so that when people first see my profile, if they don't feel comfortable drawing humanoids, I don't want to only put my humanoid characters on this card. I try my best to use a diverse grouping of characters so that people who are looking at maybe attacking my profile will find a character that speaks to them, that they will feel comfortable with, hopefully. They will find a character that they feel comfortable with, and that's why I try not to just pick all my favorite characters, because if all my favorite characters are very similar, because that's my taste, it might be harder for somebody who doesn't relate to that to pick that character and want to draw them. Copy this image. I'm going to do my gargoyle. I think I should do my little frog too, maybe. I don't know. I also try to put some of my more recent art in here too. Like if it comes down to it, I want to make sure that I'm representing my art style as well. So there's a couple things to take into consideration when doing your team card. You want to pick characters that, one, you really want to get gift art for, two, diversify as much as you're comfortable with diversifying so that a diverse group of artists who preview your profile can find a character that speaks to them. And I guess three, try to represent your art to the best of your ability. So when I do this, I don't like pick my favorite drawing of my character that somebody else drew. I pick a drawing of my character that I drew because I'm also representing my own artwork on my artist card, on my team card. I hope that makes sense. I hope that that speaks to you guys. If you guys have other factors that you take into consideration when doing your team cards, definitely drop those in the chat. I think it is good to share and to like everybody kind of like contribute to the conversation. If you have something that you would like to add, it's definitely a wealth of knowledge. I want to tap into everybody else's opinions and experiences and try to make this as communal as possible. Abstract said, oh, let me know if, well, I'll see it. I promise I'll see it. Ram says, just finished my profile. That was quick. That was really quick. I also kind of want to add my little robot buddy. And I think to do that, oh no, I gotta wait for this drawing to load in order for me to like get that picture of my little robot buddy. Because like I said, I really kind of try with my team cards each year to represent diverse characters. And so I'll do like an anthro, I'll do my humanoids, which most are. Can't lie, most of my characters are humanoids. And then I have my one little robot buddy, my little rover here, that I'm waiting for him to load. That's my only mech. So I try to include him on my team cards when I can. And I don't know, usually I add this guy. He's a pretty popular choice, my little Frogger buddy. As you can see, we get like a lot of drawings of him. He's my simple shape character. But I usually don't need to put him on the card. People who are looking for a simple shape character when they go into my character page will definitely find him and will pick him if that's what they want, if they want something that's a little less difficult to draw. My card is going to take a bit before I'm done, says Abstracted. I want to animate it again like last year. Oh, that's true. There's some people who animate their cards and they look fantastic. I have not done that yet. There's not been 1 year where I've animated my card. I should try a little harder to be, gosh. I'm going to include my D&D character for now, this one. So 2 D&D characters. I just want to make sure that I can get this kind of done on stream with you guys. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. So that we can continue the process of making this card, because there's also filling out all of this information too, right? Like it's not just putting your characters on a layer and then calling it a day. I'm gonna actually merge all these layers now though that have the characters on it. We also need to come in here. I'm gonna create a new layer on top this time, and we're gonna fill out all this information. And personally, I like to do it with a stroke on it. Oops, come on. Oh, it is up. It is up. It's just on the other screen. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to check stroke, hit OK, and that should work. So if I grab my, let's see, I don't want it to be like 1 pixel though. Let's do like a little bit bigger. There we go. And I don't want this color either. I don't feel like that's the color we need for this. I'm going to pick this color. There we go. That's a little better. So now I'm just going to come in here and write my name. You can also use your font if you want to type it, if you're just not feeling like doing some handwriting. I definitely don't think that was the most legible so undo. There you go. So something like that. But you can do it either way. You can also use the text tool and type in what you want to write. I'm not going to do that right now. I just kind of want to hand write it. And then if I am unhappy with it later, I can always redo the card and just add that part here. But I do want to check this box because I like to do friendly fire. I'm going to check this box because I like to do revenge. And then down here, when you see the characters I have section, you can put it like a star next to it. You can do a check mark again. You can even do like little X's, but I think little X's are kind of confusing because you might see a little X and then be like, so does that mean no to humans? Stuff like that. I think the only kind I don't have is this one. But then, like, I have my little mech buddy. I can't put them on two separate sides. I gotta stay on the same side of the picture. So mech, monster, anthro, obviously I have anthro. We can kind of see that one right here in the middle. Feral, I consider my little frog buddy a feral, the simple shaped character that we looked at earlier. And definitely have humans. So I would do it this way. I would put little check marks and then an X on any that I don't have. And then down here in the past, I've always kind of like just written D&D, webtoon. That didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Let me try to like remake that E. We're gonna undo one more time. There we go. Just do the E from scratch. There we go. So webtoon. Any other kind of like characters that you might have that fall into a certain fandom, maybe? Like if you have like fan characters, fan OCs. I don't think I have any fan OCs right now, so I'm not going to put fan OC on here. But if you do, I would recommend that goes down here in the other section. Just write fan OCs. That sort of stuff. And then I usually just write everything because my goal during art fight every year is to push myself to make art of stuff that I would not have come up with myself, to challenge myself to try new things. If you check out my art fight sketchbook video from last year, I made sure to do a diverse array of characters. I made sure to include mechs and monsters and anthros and ferals and humans and I think like and some simple shaped characters too. I didn't do any worms, but I did do simple shaped characters. And there's an art to that as well. Simple shaped characters, sometimes knowing how to successfully simplify a character's design can be so difficult. And then recreating that, somebody else's design, can be kind of challenging as well. So I recommend trying it out. Test yourself, see how comfortable you are with it, and find out, like what can you learn from that experience? Because I level up every year during Art Fight. That is one of the biggest things that I promote when we talk about Art Fight, is that this is not just an opportunity to give gift art, to receive gift art, but a chance for you to challenge yourself and to level up, to set goals. You might decide like you want to do you don't draw humans very well, so you want to draw a lot of humans this year. Or you don't draw ferals very well. You want to draw more realistic animals, so you try that this year. Or if your thing is, you like me last year, I wanted to learn how to do traditional art. I've been doing digital forever. And I wanted to break out a real sketchbook and learn how to draw with like alcohol markers. And so I did that last year and I leveled up. And I've had so many other players during these live streams and during like our Art Fight chats on and off season say the same thing. They always feel like they've leveled up and they have like expedited their development as an artist. So definitely try that, recommend it. Set goals, and push yourself to try new things. D&D, webtoon, gosh, what else do I have? Fantasy, I'll just put fantasy characters. Oops, sometimes I just draw the letters a little too close together. And that T is really like cutting into monsters. So yeah, I think that's a good list. D&D, webtoon, fantasy, that's good. What I really need here to finish this off is to fill in this space. So real quick, I'm gonna hop into my folders. You can't see it, it's off screen, but I'm gonna go in here and just try real quick to find maybe a self-sona or something. Anything that can help me finish out this little on-screen demonstration so that we can then show you how to get these on your profiles. Because it's not as simple as drag and drop. There is an extra step to it. So we're gonna go over how to add these things to your page. And it's not, unless they changed it, it's not as simple. Let's see, let's go back to my page real quick. It's not as simple as just hitting edit profile, go down here and say I want to add my card, like right here. You can't just hit this and there's no upload button, right? Like I can't upload it directly from my computer. So we're going to talk about how you get this picture once you're done making it to your page. So I got to hurry up and finish making it so that we can figure out how to add this here. And to do that, I am going to go through my folders very quickly. And I apologize for the rambling in the meantime, but I just want to make sure that if I can find a self-sona somewhere, some way, somehow that I can add it. I have one on this old banner. Let me, oh, oops. Where are you? Photoshop, here we go. I'm gonna drag this old banner in here, okay? And we're gonna pull it off of this. So I'm gonna grab this and we're just gonna grab this old self-sona from my old YouTube banner. And we're gonna tuck that under because I forgot to move it to the right layer. So yeah, there we go. That's my little me. I'm going to use this elliptical tool to select it and then select inverse. This is just so I can get rid of all the pieces that are kind of like falling outside of where I want it. And just like that, I have myself a card. Now I'm not fully satisfied with this writing. So what I might do is play around a little bit with some of these other buttons just to see if maybe I can add a little bit of, I don't know, let's try just a little bit of messing around with my blend modes and stuff to see if just anything on here really zings. That's good enough for now. We're gonna go ahead and use this. The last thing I kind of do want to do, let's see if this would make my card, because my background here is like really green and it's just not the vibe for Team Fossil. So I'm gonna like change the color just the slightest bit. Let me zoom in so I can get that last spot. 200%, okay? Just so I can get this last little spot here that's still like that bright green. Wow, it's gonna make me do like pixel by pixel. But I got it. And so there we go. All right, view, fit on screen. Let's go ahead and export this so we can add it to our profile. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Abstracted already knows how to do it. My card is gonna take a bit before I'm done, but you wanna animate it again. That's okay, we're gonna demonstrate it now. So let's save as, and again, I'm just gonna drop this in my downloads, and 2025 fossil card Perry. Oops. And I'm gonna change it. I don't want it to be a PSD. That's gonna make it a lot harder to add this to my thing. Oh, I guess I exported that incorrectly. File, export as quick PNG. We'll do it that way. Now it's definitely a PNG. Fossil card PerryPictures. And we're gonna not put that in my Webtoon folder, although I would love to show you guys more of my Webtoon. We'll talk about that later. I'm gonna save this here in my downloads and we're gonna keep moving. So no. And now back to the problem at hand. How do we, and I'm gonna get rid of this report from last year that's no longer important. How do we get this on here? We need to host this picture somewhere else. I tend to like to put mine in my DeviantArt stash. So I'm gonna go here And I have like a ton of old art stashed in here. I even have my little avatar stashed in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually add the new art. So I'm going to go back into this folder to my downloads. And I'm going to click and drag it in here. I'm just going to drop it in. You can host it in a lot of different places, but there's like rules, there's limits to where you can host it. So you can't put it, if you have like a private Instagram, you can't host it there and then link it to your page. It won't work. Because I'm going to copy image address here. Once you do have it uploaded, let's go ahead and finish one step at a time and then we'll talk about what sites do and don't work. Let's first go, so once it's uploaded, wherever you plan to host your image, okay, copy image address and paste the URL here and then insert file. So we're going to submit that and then we're going to go back to my profile and just like that, there's my team card. Okay, and it came out big and beautiful. I love that. It looks so good in my opinion, especially for something that took me 5 minutes to do, because I literally just used all of the content that I already had. I filled out my card. It's got all the information that any player who's considering drawing one of my characters needs, my username, if they're interested in knowing whether or not I would attack them back, based on what characters they have. This tells you I'll attack everything. I do friendly fire, I do revenge, and featured characters that I have, and the types that I also have outside of just these 5. Yeah, just these 5, and some more specific details. All of that said, there's obviously like so much more information on each person's profile, and there's also plenty of places to find all this information. There's my little rover, by the way. Somebody drew him last year. Sidebar, let's talk about my cute little robot for a second. Oh, I can't, it's not going to load because the website's like struggling, but you can kind of see it here in the thumbnail, right? Like that's good. We can see the thumbnail. Yeah, this is by Inking 5. But yeah, okay. Enough of that. Let's talk about where you can host your team card once you're done editing your team card. DeviantArt still works if you submit it to your gallery, or if you do what I did, which is hide it in my stash, so this won't post to my DeviantArt page, but I can still link it, which is a beautiful thing because it's kind of hard in some websites to have a private profile or a private account or a private folder and then link this to ArtFight. So what I was saying earlier, if you have a private Instagram, I'm pretty sure you cannot link from a private Instagram. The link won't work because it's considered you're pulling it from a hidden website. Oh, I didn't realize the camera slipped. Hello. Let's turn that back up. I can see my little Silky Buddy has come to the front here. I'm going to tip it a little bit if I can. Oh, the color, the lights are just so blown out. Like it's just so bright on his side. You can kind of see him there, but like the lighting is so bright. I'm sorry about that. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so don't host it on any account that you have privated, because it might show up when you very first add it to your profile, but then the next time you like refresh the page, and definitely test this, refresh it. If you have a friend that's joining ArtFight, have them look at it from their login and see if it's still there. Because I've seen people add them in the past where it looks like it went up, but then the link is broken like the very next time you refresh the page, and they can't fix it. And that's because it was pulled from an account that was privated, or they made it public in order to link the photo, but then afterwards privated the account or the image. They took it off of off of public, or however you might say that, and that then broke the link or hid the file. The only way that I know of to do this is the way that I've been doing it is through Stash on Deviant, where you can still have it hidden. I didn't submit it to my gallery, but it still works without breaking the link when you put it on your ArtFight profile. What are some pages for my veterans in the chat? What are some places that you have hosted your team cards before in the past in order to get them to show up on your profile? Let me know. Let everybody know in the chat so that they can consider using this too, because maybe they don't have a DeviantArt. A lot of people don't have a DeviantArt, especially after that little stunt they pulled with AI art. a lot of people like jumped ship. They were like, no, thank you, DeviantArt. You definitely betrayed us. And they left and they deleted their accounts. So if you don't have a DeviantArt account, you don't need to make one. There are other options. Jingle Draw says, I like File Garden. So that's one. Has anybody tried linking to, what is that other one called? Oh, Abstracted says Imgur. I think Imgur works for a while. You only really need it to work for 1 month for July, but I think I've seen broken links over time because Imgur, if they know that you're using it as a hosting site, even though I don't know what else you would use it for, they will like break the links. Ram, that was exactly my question. I was going to ask who uses Toy House. Ram says, I use Toy House, but it's a real pain to get Toy House. Yeah, I have a Toy House. I was in a couple RP groups that were using it very extensively, and they really wanted me to join, so I did. They gave me like a join link. I guess that's how that works. I haven't updated it in years. I don't use it, but I think I know that Already-ish, if you follow Already-ish's channel, I think that's what she uses, is Toy House. Some people are really, really big fans of Toy House, and I was thinking that's probably one of them. So that's another option. So Imgur, File Garden, Toy House, Ray of Colors. I'm going to try to post mine to Unveil and see if it works. Yeah, Unveil's another great one. That's also one. Actually, I think that might be the one that Already-ish prefers, is Unveil. But I definitely think I've seen her videos on Toy House in the past. So either or. There you are, Marshmallow Muffin. I was just talking about you. I don't use it for hosting, he says. That's Already-ish, by the way. That's like her alt channel, I think, or something like that. Sorry to dime you out there. I'm totally like revealing. I mean, is it really a secret though? Look at the avatar. It's the exact same icon from her channel banner. Already-ish says, I use Weebly. See, that's another option. So there's a lot of places you can use it. Just if you do, I don't know. If it is a private account, I don't know how well it would work. You would just have to test it out and see. It's all cool. Okay, so she's okay with me revealing her alternate identity. Kent Clark is in the chat, y'all. Where is Superman? Look at these stats. Now we're seeing the complete opposite of where we started the stream. Fossil is down to 38% and Crystal is up to 62%. That is such a huge swing to go from 2/3 Fossil to now 2/3 Crystal in the poll. That is a complete 180. I am very, very interested to see what the distribution is going to be when we get down to the actual like game day. When July 1st hits, are we going to have ourselves balanced teams, or is there going to be like a really obvious tilt, a heavy tilt in the favor of one team? Will one have more players than the other? We've seen it in the past, and it's always the hope. It's always the hope that the theme is balanced enough that the teams will stay balanced. We will see. Let me know what your predictions are in the chat. What do you think is going to happen? Is one team going to outweigh the other, or do you think we're going to have ourselves a super balanced year this art fight? That is really everything I wanted to do for today's stream. I definitely wanted to go over the announcement, which we did, and I'm so excited because this was my like #1 pick for themes this year. I really wanted to see fossils versus crystals, and I definitely got the sense that I was not alone in that. So I'm very happy, but also not surprised that that's what won, and I'm so excited for this summer. I think it's going to be a great fight. We went over the newsletter, which had a lot of other really rich information in it and gave us a lot more to look forward to besides just the team reveal. Yes, Sagiris is laughing. You've been outed. I did out her. I totally did. And we went over updating the very basics of updating your profile, how to add the badges and how to create, host, and then link your team cards. So I hope all of this was helpful for you guys. If it was, please remember to like the stream. Sticky Arts is definitely going Team Crystal. I feel like Crystal is like starting to really get a lot heavier in the chat than where we started. And then stay subscribed, because I will see you guys again very soon, because Art Fight is really heating up and I never miss an opportunity to make the most of Art Fight here on this channel. Subscribe, check out the playlist. I recommended you guys some videos. Don't forget to check those out, and I will see you again soon. That is everything. Thanks for coming, and I will see you next time.